So a few months ago, I think I mentioned, I think I posted in Facebook or something that I was asking for a full frame Canon mirrorless camera. A few days ago, I got it. I had a friend buy it in Manila and have it brought here. I have the new EOS R, which actually I'm filming with right now. My intention actually is to just use it for photography and maybe a little bit of vlogging. I'm not a videographer, so I probably won't use it for video except for vlogging. The reason why I want a full frame mirrorless camera is that I've been using a Sony A7R III for the past few months. The camera has been great, the image quality is good, the weight is great, it's very light. My one complaint with it is that it's very hard to match the colors of the Sony with my regular workhorse, which is the 5D Mark IV. Plus, the autofocus on the A7R III is not very good as compared to the 5D Mark IV because I'm using Canon lenses. I'm not using native Sony lenses. That's why I wanted a full-frame mirrorless camera just for the weight and for the size of it. So I've been using it for the past 4 or 5 days. I used it on 4 shoots, which I will show you a little later. Did I like it? Did I enjoy the experience? We'll find out. But first, let me show you a little unboxing. I'm gonna start with the camera itself and then the mount. I bought this one because I wanted a Canon mirrorless camera for the longest time. So opening the box, it's plastic instead of paper, instead of cardboard, I mean. We got the manual. Probably won't read that. Power cord, charger. I probably won't use these. I'm probably gonna use a charger from the 5D Mark IV or the Canon cameras that I have. I don't know what this is. Oh, USB-C cable. So it's plastic, if you can see. The battery is here. I don't know if it's charged. Maybe. I hope it's charged. The body right here, and a strap. I probably won't use the strap either. So I'm gonna put everything back here and the plastic back. First, okay. So the body, first impressions, without even looking, without even opening it, it's relatively, it's lighter than the 5D Mark IV, of course, and the 6D. By the way, I have the 5D Mark IV, I have a Sony A7R III, and 5D Mark II. I recently sold the 5D Mark III and the 6D Mark II. I can compare it with the, okay, so, wow, okay. First impressions, it's very compact. I like the feel. It's not too small. I'm recording with the Sony, but I'm gonna compare it tomorrow when I'm testing it at an actual wedding. And yeah, feels like the 6D Mark II, but I think it's it feels more premium than the 6D Mark II. Okay. So the touch bar right here, it's not clicky. It's more of a touch bar-y. I'm just gonna use a charged up battery. So the nice thing about this is it uses this LPE6 battery. So basically I have the same batteries with all my cameras, except for the Sony A7R III, of course. I feel that I don't need the RF lenses right now. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future, but right now, I don't need the RF lenses because I have a lot of Canon lenses. EOS lens, so I'm just gonna try it with a SD card. So one SD card, no biggie. Saw a lot of reviews that they don't like the one SD card slot. They like 2 SD card slots. No big deal for me. Sometimes we need the backup, but really, for me, it doesn't really matter because what I do is that I copy intermittently throughout the day. So I really don't feel the need for 2 card slots. So that's my thought about that. Okay, so Canon EF to EOS R mount adapter. Maya's trying to sabotage my unboxing. Okay, you want to join?
What do you do?
You want to join?
What do you do?
I'm unboxing the Canon new camera, Canon EOS R. You dress like that?
Yes.
This video is gonna be on YouTube forever. Bala ka.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm also gonna compare the mounts later because I'm filming with a 5D Mark IV and the Sony A7R III, so I can't really compare right now. So tomorrow na lang, tomorrow. So we have, okay, sorry, we have the manual, the pouch, bubble wrap, and just the plastic and the mount. So that's it. Don't need it. All I need is these two. So I probably keep the mount attached to the camera because I'm gonna be using it forever because I don't have RF lenses. Okay, so let's try it. So okay, I'm sure you've seen a lot of reviews. When you open the cap, it has a screen protector thing. Maybe we should do a B-roll of this? Okay, B-roll. Done with the B-roll. Okay. Okay. Feels nice and tight when you attach it. Like I said, it has a screen protector, so you won't be afraid to change lenses and get dirt inside there. So just gonna try out the. Okay, so feels really heavy. I mean, not heavier than the Sony A7R III, but you know, it's fine. I'm just gonna give you some initial thoughts about the camera. So I like the feel of the camera. I like that it has mic input. I like that it has earphones output. I like that it's USB-C. I like that it's a flip-out screen, that the articulating screen, because I will probably use this for vlogging, for filming myself, like so. When I'm doing so, I'm gonna use my 1635. I hear that it's not very good for video, but I really don't care that it doesn't do that 4K full frame because I don't film in 4K full frame, I film in 1080. I'll use this mostly for photo, turning it on. It's not set up yet. I need to set it up real quick right now. So the date, so it's touchscreen. Right off the bat, I feel that I won't really need to adjust too much because the menu system looks familiar. It's just that the buttons are very much different from the 5D Mark IV, which I am very much used to. Let's test it at a real actual wedding. Alright guys, so the ceremony just ended. So far, I'm happy so far with the camera. It's very similar to what I've been using, like the 5D Mark IV and the 6D Mark II. Not much of a difference, so I'm shooting some establishing shots, which we weren't able to do during the beginning of the ceremony. The beauty of this is that you can do this anytime. Very nice, one more, smile lang. I think it's interesting that I was able to use the camera for different things and for 4 different experiences. So far for the wedding, I think it's been great since the autofocus is great. It's like using my 5D Mark IV. Can't really tell the difference between what you're using, except for maybe the size. The handling, I think I mentioned it before that I like how it handles. I like how it fits in my hand compared to the Sony A7R III, which is very, very small. My pinky is going out of the camera. So for this one, I like how it feels in my hand. I like that I can use the flashes that are meant for Canon use and use the high-speed sync. I can't do that with the Sony, obviously. Yeah, so I think those are the advantages of this camera as compared to the Sony. Yung ilong mo, dito niya.
Dito niya.
Yeah. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just waiting for the perfect moment when the sun is down and I'm going to balance the lights with my strobes. Right now it's maybe about 2 minutes to get the perfect sky. Right now it's just kind of waiting because I've already nailed the lights. Wait, some more guys. So I already got the wide shot. As you can see, it's perfect. I'm just gonna make the sky brighter. Smile, smile, haha. Wala kayo? Hello!
Hey, ini ka na?
Oo. Okay, so there was this one time when I was shooting an engagement shoot where I used the servo autofocus and the continuous autofocus. It worked great. I'm gonna show you right now the photos. I missed a few photos, I missed a few frames, but overall it's been great. It's been responding quickly, even if the frames, the FPS is very low, which is I think 5, much lower than the 5D Mark IV, which is I think 8 to 10. So like I said, I've been using this thing for 4 shoots already. One for wedding, one for engagement shoot, one for furniture shoot, and an interior shoot. So as you know, these are 4 different types of shoots. For the wedding, it's more of a ambient light, more of a run and gun shoot type of thing. You can control very few variables. You can use different techniques. You can go creative by using different filters to simulate film. You can use black and whites, as opposed to shooting furniture, which is very, very strict and very straightforward, that you need your colors to be very accurate, you need your angles to be straight, you need to be not wobbly, not distorted. So I'm in my 3rd day of shooting with my EOS R, and right now I'm going to test it on a furniture shoot, and later I'm going to test it on an interior. As a working photographer, I need my equipment to do what I needed to do, like focus properly, render out the colors properly, especially with this kind of shoot where I need the colors to be perfect, to be lifelike, and be honest and be faithful to what its actual color is. So, here we go. I need my equipment to work with me, and they need to be able to keep up with me. They need to work perfectly. They need to autofocus when I need them to autofocus. They need to be work with all of my other lenses, with all of my other cameras. They all need to be compatible. This one fits my lineup perfectly. I still need an adapter, but all of my other equipment work with it. I guess the only weakness of this camera is the single SD card. But like I said, my system is set up to prevent data loss or data corruption. I copy intermittently throughout my shoot. I don't use just one card throughout the shoot. I think if you don't abuse your cards, they won't fail on you. I think the reason why some cards fail is that you tend to shoot a lot and then either open the card slot while it's reading or writing, or open the battery slot while it's reading or writing. I think that's one of the reasons why some cards fail. While I'm using the camera, I use the burst mode all the time. So while I'm using the burst mode, I didn't feel that there was any lag between the shot and the playback. I've been using the Sony a7R II before, and that's one problem that I had. It's that there was some kind of a lag, some kind of a buffer thing where you can't really use the camera while it's writing. I didn't have any problem with this camera. Just like the 5D Mark IV, as soon as you shoot it, you can play it, and it's usable basically, even while it's writing. Yeah, that's one thing they got right. You guys saw I'm done shooting some furniture, and now I'm on my way to shoot rooms and building exterior. And back there, as you saw, I shot with strobe lights. And this is actually the first time that I used the raw files for the EOS R. And I'll probably maybe describe when I get back at the office what the raw files are like. But so far so good. I actually shot with raw plus JPEG just to be sure. JPEG as my backup, but if the raw files are usable, then I'll go with the JPEG files. So one thing to note when you're shooting on a studio or with strobe lights, make sure to turn off the exposure simulation for your electronic viewfinder so you'll see what's going on. So what you do is you click menu, then you go to the camera menu, the one with the camera icon, then go to number 3, go all the way down, and then you'll see the exposure simulation. Then just make sure to turn that off. Otherwise, you'll just see black on your electronic viewfinder. So that's one drawback for using electronic viewfinders as opposed to optical viewfinders like in the 5D Mark IV. So the battery that this camera is using is an LPE6N, which is the same battery as a 5D Mark IV, 6D Mark II, and pretty much any other Canon camera out there right now. Since I'm using the same batteries during the wedding shoot and the pre-wedding engagement shoot, I didn't notice how the battery performed, but when I was using it for the furniture and interiors, since I was using the electronic viewfinder and the LCD a lot, it was, I think I used it for 3 or 4 hours straight. That was the time when I had to change the battery, which is, not very good considering that it's a relatively big battery. Since it's in my ecosystem, I don't really notice these things. My suggestion, if you're buying this camera, I think you should buy 3 or 4 extra batteries if you're gonna buy this camera. There is no USB charging. Unfortunately, you have to buy a separate device or cord for that. I think the electronic viewfinder eats up a lot of that juice. So maybe if you want to save up on the battery, turn the EVF off and use the LCD instead. So for this next shoot, I'm actually shooting rooms for a drive-in hotel. If you don't know what a drive-in hotel is, just like me, I don't know. Google it. I'll Google it later, but I haven't used this for video yet except for this footage right here. But in the future, I'll try to use it more for vlogging, for filming myself using the flip out screen, and maybe I'll do another review regarding that. For the image quality, as far as I can tell, it's been very great. Yeah, you've seen some of the sample photos that I did throughout this video, especially when I use the raw files. Didn't vary much from the 5D Mark IV, and I think it's a little bit better. The colors are just perfect for my use, and at the risk of sounding like a broken record, since I'm a Canon user and I've been in this ecosystem ever since, this is a perfect color for me. My presets work well with this type of color. So yeah, I think it's a great camera. So one more thing I didn't like too much about this camera is the multifunction touch bar on top. I think it's a misstep for Canon. I think maybe not a misstep, but maybe it needs a little bit more improvement. There are more than a few times that I accidentally touched it. It just ruined my shot. Maybe with prolonged use, I'll be able to get used to it. So there you have it. I hope you like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. If you have any comments or suggestions, please comment down below. I'd like to hear about what you think. I'd like very much to hear what you think about this camera, or if you think I missed something, please let me know. Please keep on watching my videos. If you like to see more content like this, like behind the scenes photo shoots, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.